everyone, and welcome to another house building video in The Sims 4. Today I'm building a Mediterranean house which was requested to me I think a month ago. So I decided to do it, of course, and I would have uploaded it sooner, but I'd actually struggle not a lot but a little bit with this house, or this specific type of house, a Mediterranean house. I have built a couple. I would start building them and I wouldn't be happy how they were turning out, so I would delete them and start over. But I finally built one that I'm pleasant with, so yeah, which is this one. But yeah, it was a struggle. This one, it has actually a very strong Spanish vibe, but Spain is in the Mediterranean, so it's fine. But yeah, it was hard but fun. I did use a lot of roof decorations, or not roof decorations, but little decorations that came in the build mode in The Sims 4. There are like small roofs or small balconies that I hadn't used yet, so I'm happy that I actually use them because I think they are a really nice addition to the game. They really are cool. And here, as you can see, I did had archways through that balcony, and those are actually windows with like archways and fences, and basically that creates a balcony that it looks like it's an inside area but is actually an outside area, because if it's raining, the rain will go into that area. But yeah, I mean, not in the game because the game doesn't even has raining, but in real life the rain would go inside that area. So yeah, and that's pretty common to see those kinds of balconies in the Mediterranean, so I did use that. And I also used warm colors like beige, browns, the red roofs, because that's also more common, like at least in Spanish houses, I would say. But yeah, those roofs or little roofs decorations that you see in the front right now, they will change their position. I will place them on the right side of the house, which is my favorite side of the house. It looks very different from what I normally build, and we'll see that in a few minutes. I will put I will put in the roofs little roof decorations under the actual roofs, and it creates this really nice effect, and it almost looks like, at least to me, like an effect that you see in houses in Paris. But yeah, I do really like the effect, and I left it there. And I'm not sure if I leave that little roof decoration in the front. I don't really remember. But yeah, as you can see, I also use brown like line around the roofs, because it makes the wood fences match better with the whole house. So I did use that, and of course the floors will also be brown and in wood, so everything matches and looks like a cohesive house. I think that's the word, not sure though. And I also did use brick, which is not common at all to see in Mediterranean houses, but I decided to do something different and use it. It was still a warm color, so it wasn't that much of a difference. But the problem is, I used a brick color with a white strip in the corners, and I don't know why. In the front, one of the corners got painted with the white strip and the other didn't, and this happens to me a lot in The Sims 4. I don't know if it's because of the room's design or how they are set up, but that happens to me a lot. One of the corners gets the white strip and the other doesn't, and that really bugs me. I hope they fix that, because it happens to me, like, I would say 90% of the time, which is a lot. I would rather have the normal way of painting walls like we did in The Sims 4. You just choose the wall that you want and it place it, like you would have a normal brick one, and you would have an option to paint with the brick and the white strip. Here you have only the option with the brick and the white strip, and you paint all down, and the corners are automatically like the game automatically gets where the corners are. The problem is sometimes it doesn't get it right, so it's just a mess. I think I would prefer the old system of painting the walls much better, but yeah. And I did leave that wallpaper, even though that is not well painted, because one of the corners doesn't have the white strip. I did left it there because I heated that part a little bit with some plants and some stuff, and you don't notice that much. And honestly, it was bugging me, but I really wanted to have that brick and that white strip, so I left it there. But yeah, in the back, as you can see, I did use rocks to divide the garden from the patio, but in the end, not in the end of the video, a few minutes in the video, you will see me deleting the rocks because I didn't think they looked good with the house. They didn't match the style of the house at all, so I will replace that for a very small brown fence. It's a very, very small fence. It works like a divider. And I will do the same in the front as well, because it does match the house much better with the fences and the windows, because those are brown as well. So yeah, and as you can see, I did added a little bit of terrain paint around the place. I always like to do that because it makes the house look a little bit more realistic and less cartoonish, so I always do that. And as you can see here, I'm trying some fences, and I will go with a very small. This one, it just works like a divider and it matches the house, so yeah, I did use it. And I spent quite a little bit of time in the garden. I normally don't spend that much time, but I did spend a little bit. And this video, it's not like really sped up. That's the reason why it's actually a little bit long, is because I didn't speed the video that much, because I didn't want the rotations to look like incredibly fast, so I only speed it up like I think 8 or 9 times the normal speed, so it's not that fast. I normally go for 14 times because I'm a slow builder, but this house didn't take me that much time, and I don't think a 20-minute video is that bad. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not like really bad, so yeah. I stopped here. Oh, I'm back again. I would probably, I don't know, I was checking something, I don't know. And as you can see, I also used that little cactus, but it was just one time because I was building like a Mediterranean house. I wasn't build like a desert or a house in a desert, so yeah. And here I'm adding more terrain paint again to things to look a little bit more realistic. And yeah, and as you can see, I'm not doing it right now, but I do enjoy enlarging plants quite a lot, and I did this or that in this house a little bit. But yeah, I do like the effect of some of the plants when you enlarge them. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. A car outside, how nice. But yeah, also I had a little bit of problem choosing which trees I wanted in this house. I know that I didn't want trees that were really light, but I also didn't want trees that were like dark and didn't belong to I don't know, the vibe of the house. So yeah, but as you can see, I'm adding more plants. I'm doing like not big garden, but it's not small either. You at least need a lot of water to take care of these plants, so at least I think you would. And I'm also going to add a table and chairs outside, as well as a grill and some vases for you to have plant or to grow plants like vegetables and fruits and whatnot in this patio. And I also added a bigger fence to, so your neighbors can't get inside. But yeah, here are the vases. I didn't remember the password to get to buy the book. I forgot while I was building this, so I ended up using the code to move objects on and place some random plants in those vases. But if you want to use this, you can delete it and put actual vegetables and fruits and whatnot. And if you want to download this, guys, my ID name is always in the description below, as well as the hashtags that the house has. So when you want to download a house, always check the description below. In my Sims 3 videos, I always have the link to the Mediafire or to the Exchange. Normally I have both, so you can download it. So always check the description, because normally everything that you need to know to download this house or the download links will be there, okay guys? Because I do have questions about it, and I always put it in the description. So yeah, as you can see, I already did the layout of the house in the first floor, which is one that we are looking right now. For a moment I went to upstairs, but I will do the living room and the kitchen and one bathroom, and the first floor, or the floor upstairs, it's the one, not the first, the second floor, the one upstairs is the one that has all the bedrooms and the remaining bathrooms. So yeah, and I did use a lot of beige colors and browns. I guess this is a very country house inside, very Spanish as well. But yeah, I was feeling the Spanish vibe and the country vibe, so yeah. And the kitchen is an open space, and I did added a fireplace to make it look a little bit more country and whatnot. The living room is not that country, it's like a little bit fancy actually, but it still has those colors that are more rustic and more Spanish, I would say. And I did use counters to create a table unit for the TV with some decorations. And yeah, the furniture wasn't like hard to do or anything. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't really love to furnish in The Sims 4. I really like to build in The Sims 4. I think it's fun. It has a lot of characteristics that are fun to do in The Sims 4. But furnishing, not really. I prefer furnishing in The Sims 3 way better, because the way how you recolor stuff, I don't really like. I don't mind the swatchers. It's just that the swatchers, like in The Sims 2, you could choose the color, like let's say a couch with a wood structure, right? You could change the color of the pillows separately from the color of the wood, the actual structure of the couch. The same thing goes for beds, and you can't not do that in The Sims 4. Like if you change one thing, you change everything, and that's like, why? That's not cool. I would rather have it like, I don't know. Ideally, I would just want color wheel. That's all I ask. I don't need like pattern, like textures or patterns. I don't need anything like that. I don't need to make a thing with polka dots or strips. I just want a color wheel. That's all. I want to be able to choose the color. You can have the patterns all you want. EA, just let me choose the color I want, please. That's all I want. But yeah, because choosing patterns, like, it's cool, but I don't think it's really worth it for the lag that it gives. Like in The Sims 3, you sometimes get a lot of lag because of the fact that you have so many textures and patterns in the objects, and that really lags the game. But the color wheel though, it's just a color wheel. I wish I had the color wheel. And as you can see, the kitchen is very country like. I did even had it a poster with a chicken, and yeah, but I do like it. I got lazy on the on the bathrooms. Like I made them all look the same. They all have blue rug and blue towels, and they all have white furniture, so they all look the same. I really got lazy on the bathrooms. I wasn't in the mood to do all of them differently, so they all look the same. And I also did use a lot of paintings as well, and curtains on the house. So yeah, and something that I noticed when I was building this was that the curtains look like they were fixed, because I've said before that some of the curtains, because of the lighting of the game, when you add them, the white curtains would look like a beige color or a light yellow color. So I would have to put two curtains on top of each other, and they will look a little bit more white. But now it looks like it's fixed, because most of them looked like really white when I placed them, so yay. Because that was bugging me too. I always put two on top of each other so they would look more bright and more white, but now it seems like I don't need to do that anymore. But yeah, as you can see, I'm doing all the bedrooms at once because like I said before, I did them all the same. So I was just copying the objects and placing them around. I'm looking at one of the bathrooms, and oh, it does have flooring. It looked like it didn't have any flooring. Okay, it's just gray tiles, so that's why it doesn't look like it has floor, but it does. Here is where the parents' bedroom would be if you would play with a family. It's the more grown-up bedroom. I did create a shelf unit above the bed. I don't know, I didn't want it to do something simple, so I did create this. And I was going to add green wall, but the green walls that are in the game are not really rustic or country-like, so they wouldn't match the house. They will look a little bit too modern, so in the end I actually changed the wallpaper like you see right now, but I did use the green in some other small decorations around the place, so the green doesn't look like it doesn't belong. I think I will use it on a chair as well, near the bed, or sitting near the bed. And as you can see, I'm also adding some fun objects on the shelf unit, so it just looks a little bit more lived in and decorated and whatnot. But yeah, here I was having trouble placing that little vase, but yeah. What else did I do in this bedroom? I know that I had like old furniture. As you can see, the side tables and the dresser. It's kind of a more old furniture, I would say, but I think it looks well with the style of the bedroom. So yeah, and I think I will also add a TV and a lot of paintings. I did use a lot of paintings in this house because the paintings in the game are very Mediterranean, like they have Mediterranean landscapes and whatnot, some of them. So yeah, I did use them quite a little bit. And here I'm creating a sitting area because it's just a hallway, so it doesn't need anything special. It's just a small sitting area, and some lamps and some more paintings. And I'm placing the chair here, as you can see, like it matches the bed. And these two bedrooms would technically be for kids, not really kids. This first one, it's for, I would say, a young adult or a teenager that is kind of an artist sim, because it's very an artistic bedroom. I will put in some painting decorations and whatnot and activities. You'll see what I mean, and it's a bit more like modern this bedroom. And if you're wondering why this window is so low, it's because this side of the house is where I put in the roof decorations that are under the actual roof, so the window has to be really low. From the outside you can't tell the window is that low, so it's fine. From the inside you can, but I don't think it looks that bad. So yeah, it does look a little bit weird because there's other windows that are higher, but yeah. This bedroom, as I was saying, is more for an artistic sim, and it has a color scheme of red and white. And I still try to keep the more country kind of furniture. Like, I didn't use really modern furniture, but I tried to make this room a little bit more on the edge and a little bit more modern, without making it look like it doesn't belong to the house, I would say. And this one, it's supposed to be for a boy, a little boy, and has toys and whatnot and other stuff. And I started to putting the wallpapers here, and some of the objects in the shelf units here got deleted, but I will place them again. As you can see, I will just place some books and a bunch of decorations that I normally see on shelves, like plants, books, and what else? I don't really remember. Little frames, more books, just the typical stuff, I guess. But yeah, like I was saying, this little bedroom is for a little boy, and it's orange and blue, and I did put in a lot of little toys like cars and planes and trains and whatnot, because normally boys like to play with that. And I don't know, this bedroom was quite easy to do, or quite fast to do, because I'm not that good with boys' bedrooms, so it was kind of like, okay, let's get this done and hope for the best, I guess. But yeah, what else do I have to say? As you can see, I'm adding the little toys, like I said that I would, and I did put them on the floor, like a little bit messy, because kids are not really that neat. And as you can see, I also put in a little teddy bear near the bed, and I know you guys will probably say, well, that teddy bear doesn't really belong to a boy's bedroom, but hey, even boys have teddy bears, okay? We are in the screenshots, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day, an amazing week, and bye!